Well, at QNews Tonight, we are proud to have our Thursday night business professional segment we are calling Network with a Q. You do that snap so well, Ty. Where we will highlight and network live with local LGBTQ business leaders, individuals, and organizations from around South Florida. Tonight's segment features diversity coach and author Diego Tomasino. Born in Argentina, he began his career in the financial consulting industry and is now an executive coach specialized in business diversity, the founder of CoachMap, and is a regional director of Casson and Associates.
He is currently developing the business diversity area for the Convive Panama Foundation through the expansion of the Pride Connection Network, as well as an active member of the Global Shapers World Economic Forum, promoting various projects in favor of gender equality and rights in the region.
Recently, he published the book Come Out, based on personal experience as an honest and audacious guide that aims to empower and confront the new generation of leaders and members of organizations, encouraging them to think outside of the mold that society has created for years.
So let's please welcome diversity coach and author of Come Out, Diego Tomasino, to Network here on Queer News Tonight. Good evening, Diego.
Thank you all. Good evening. How are you doing?
Very well. Well, first off, let's talk about your book. Let's start there. I have a copy of it here with me. Come Out. It's in Spanish. You can get it at Amazon. Tell us a little bit about the book and what does it focus on and what's the message behind it?
Okay, I think that the book is about like how we build inclusive and diversity environment in the companies. In this book, I take the best practices of multinational corporations and try to like take them to Latin America and to small and medium corporations, because I feel that it's complicated and it's something that we don't talk about in the corporation. And I think that, as I say in the book, it's difficult that we have to keep on coming out every time that we change a job, to our family, to our different boss. And that situation is like very, it takes your energy. It takes your energy, and I wanted to create a guide for the people, the young people that enter the organizations, and also for leaders, because this is aiming to for leaders, and it takes like coaching practices in how to incorporate and lead the teams in a diverse environment.
We're always excited here at Queer News Tonight when we can talk about our community outside of the bar environment. It's easy in LGBT to talk about our drag queens and entertainment. And that's what's exciting about the conversation with you tonight. Born in Argentina, lived extensively in Panama. Now you're here in Miami. Do you see, from a business standpoint, the coaching that you do, the corporate embracement of trying to get businesses and corporations to understand specific needs for coming out, as you've just illustrated from your book, do you see a difference in Latin America versus in the United States and here in Florida?
Definitely. I've been like living for 9 years in Panama, and I had the opportunity to also to travel in Central America and other countries of South America. And you see that this is all already, it's still a taboo. It's complicated to come out, and how companies deal with LGBT people in the corporation is something that you don't talk about sometimes, most of the time. And whereas in the States or in Europe, it's something that is more like on a daily basis, and you have it like you have politics and benefits for all employees. But in Latin America, that doesn't happen. You always have to start like inventing stories and lying to your employee and creating things that you did on the weekend because you don't want to share it with your team. And that takes a lot of energy from employees. And it's something that corporations are not doing anything. So I think that they needed a guide to do that and to keep building more diverse and inclusive environment.
I understand your point in terms of Central Latin America, South America, in terms of the come out over and over again. It's ignored or you don't talk about it. They've got a ways to go. How does that translate into the Latino community in Miami and Dade County? Do you see the same kinds of problems in the Latino community in South Florida?
Yes, I think that it may be like less complicated than in other countries from Latin America, but still you find some places that discriminate for being Latino, for being black, for being different from the normal stuff. I hate using that word, but it's something that you see on a daily basis. So, and it happened to me also, because when I went to Panama, or sometimes when I have meetings with clients here in the US or other countries, sometimes I don't feel like that they have the right to say that I'm married with a man, because it makes me weird. It's a complicated moment how to deal that. So I don't want other people to go through that experience, because it happened to me many times, and this is looking for that not happening anymore. Mm-hmm. So that's say, why, if I'm like a gay activist, I'm open, why I have to go through this every time? And why I don't feel like empowered, to do that every time.
Eddie, I'm curious. You're from Cuba, mm-hmm. And you were actually adopted because your Cuban parents rejected you when you came to the United States. What is your reaction living in South Florida and Latino similar to what we're hearing here from Diego in terms of the Latin community and corporate embracement, et cetera? Is your experience similar?
Yeah, Al, I think, and you're right, I was kicked out after coming out. I definitely feel like there's a lot of room for growth and improvement in how we embrace not only the members of our own families, but also when you translate that into the corporate world, how corporations are investing in diversity. And really, when they don't, it shows, because it stifles creativity. People don't want to stay there working for much longer, and they'll go somewhere else where there's benefits for them and their partner, and where they work in a culture where who they are isn't something that's looked down upon, where the person that they love isn't a topic of gossip. And so I really applaud Diego's efforts in this book, and I encourage everyone to read it. And I really hope that moving forward, we will lead our countries, our companies, and our families from a space of love and acceptance around sexual orientation.
Very, very interesting. Diego, I wanted to ask you about this Pride Connection Network. Tell us a little bit about what you do there.
Okay, Pride Connection is a community of companies that are out. You see, and it's like a network. It started in Mexico, but it's now in most of the countries of Latin America, and we try to get corporations there to show their pride. So this is like a network where these companies help doing the Pride parade, or also share their good practices between other companies. And this is also one to create space for employees to see that if they work for these companies, they are not going to be discriminated by anything. So this is one of the it's a little bit of the soul of Pride Connection, to create corporations that already come out and want to share their pride with their employees and with society too.
And this Pride Connection alliance is based here in Miami or abroad somewhere?
No, here in Miami it's not, but there are some other like similar institutions, like for example LGBT chambers that mm-hmm. you can find in other countries too. Mm-hmm. There's a similar network in Europe. It's called My G-Work. But Pride Connection is mostly focused in Latin America.
And Diego, last question. Somebody, you own a small business, an intermediate-sized business, whatever. How do they get in touch with you? They want some advice, some coaching, some best practices development in their business enterprise. How do they get in touch?
Yeah, of course. They can find me in my website, diegotomasino.com, or my Instagram, Diego Tomasino, or they can find the book in Amazon. And I'm very reachable. I try to respond most of the messages. I have a lot of messages, for example, for people, for young kids, and also mothers who want to help their kids. And those, I think, are most rewarding message that I've been getting since the book came out.
Excellent. Well, go to Amazon and
Definitely.
Diego Tomasino's book, Come Out.
Here it is.
Quite interesting in the the transition and intersexuality between the Latino community in Central South America, South Florida, and the LGBTQ community. It'll be quite interesting. Diego, thank you for being with us tonight on Network here at Queer News Tonight.
Thank you for coming here.
All right. Well,